Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever we're watching this transmission. Tis I, Mike Martins. Welcome to another very special edition of Trends in the Housing Market. There is an issue with the YouTube server for my streaming, and I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know if I could plow through this or what I could do, guys. There's just a connection issue here. Anyways, from New Zealand across to Australia and northwest to the UK, down to Canada, across the pond to Canada, and down south to the United States. Thank you for watching, guys. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching the live stream. Add me on Skype if you guys can. Mike Martins 1980 if you want to come on the show and tell us what is going on. I want to thank my man Jerome in Montego Bay, Jamaica. I said a shout out for him on Mike in the Night, but he is watching me in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And Delroy Hamilton in Port Royal, Jamaica, that listen to both my shows, Mike in the Night and Trends in the Housing Market. Big shout out to my boys down in the Caribbean. Anyways, what's going on with you guys in your housing crisis? This housing crisis it's turning into a job crisis. It's turning into a relationship crisis, marriage crisis. It's turning into everything crisis. So what is happening? It's a good question. What is happening? There's lots happening, actually. And my internet it's not my internet, it's the server. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to try and get through this show tonight. I got a lot of good articles I actually want to read for you guys. But I'm having a huge... Yeah, my thing went down. Oh, it's back up. I got to start pouring gravy down my pants, guys, so I can get a solid stream. Unfortunately, I'm just not getting a solid stream here. Server issues. And, yeah, I'm back up, Kevin Thompson. So we got the live stream going. I'm trying to get this thing rolling here, guys, but I'm having major issues getting this thing rolling. So anyways, here's the channel here, my YouTube channel, if you guys want to join me. For Trends in the Housing Market. There's old back issues or back episodes here. Lots of episodes of Trends in the Housing Market. So it's running really rough, the connection, and it's not my connection, it's a server issue on their side. So I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube side. I might have to start streaming off something else now. YouTube is just not working out. They censor everything. They now they don't even want me talking about housing. So it's like I don't know what to do. It's saying here I'm moving at 30 frames per second, 10 frames per second, 5 frames per second, and then it's cut off and then it comes back on. So anyways, okay, this is my channel, guys. Don't forget to check it out. Mike in the Night every Saturday night. Mike in the Night, the new generation. Middle class can't afford food. That was a big episode on the Saturday. If you guys missed it, watch it. Mike in the Night, middle class can't afford food. Mike in the Night, what's happening to cryptocurrency? Really good one. Mike in the Night, the one event that changed the world. The disappearing middle class, but the week before that. Mike in the Night, tariff wars. There's so many. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. So, okay, let's, Kevin Thompson said the stream is working well on his end, so I'll keep going. Don't forget to join me on minds.com. Get off Facebook and join minds.com. People are sharing stuff and resharing stuff, and let's get the word out there, guys. Support the transmission that way. I'm also on Subscribestar. I got one person following me here on Subscribestar. So I got 2 subscribers, and oh, I'm logged off. Okay, I'm logged off Subscribestar. No big deal. No worries. I gotta log back in. Okay, what do we got here? BitChute. If you're still on YouTube and you're getting frustrated with BitChute, with YouTube like I am, BitChute. Hopefully they'll start streaming soon. BitChute's like YouTube was back in the late '90s when YouTube just hit the scene. When YouTube hit the scene, this is BitChute. It's exactly like YouTube back in the day. Lots of swearing, lots of fighting. Here in the comments section, oh my god, I just ignore everybody. They're not swearing at me, but they're just ripping each other apart in the comment section sometimes. Pretty strong. And if you want to support this transmission through Patreon, guys, go ahead and buy me a coffee. I have 10 Patreons buying me coffee every morning. Thank you so much. Now let's hit off our first story. I got every country in the Commonwealth, and there's some really good dingers in here tonight, guys. Tonight I'm covering some really good stuff. Things are getting pretty hectic out there. And don't forget to watch my housing crisis videos here. Housing crisis, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Canada, USA. Basically, another Sydney building in more trouble. So Sydney is having a lot of issues with buildings that were built. And that's a huge problem. There is no housing crisis in Australia, according to this guy here. What are you talking about? And then you got 5,000 real estate job cuts and New Zealand house prices flat. And mortgage debt slowest in May in 3 decades. New home sales dropped 90% in Canada. And housing crisis update. And this is a good one. Housing crisis update. Watch that one. That one's actually pretty good. Okay, so what's going on? So let's go start our first story. This is a good one. Vancouver detached real estate sales fall to multi-decade low. Losses get bigger. So this is becoming a huge deal, guys. And it says here, Greater Vancouver's detached real estate market slipped a little lower last month. Real Estate Board of Vancouver, REBGV, numbers show that prices dropped in June. Prices for the market dropped as inventory made small decline. And sales had the worst June in almost 30 years. Woo! 30 years. Wow. So everybody in the comments starting to raise in. And so what's happening is people are having a really tough time getting onto the channel. And yeah, there's a server issue on the YouTube side. I keep getting like a error issue on their side. So it's not my internet, guys. It never was my internet. And because everything's hardwire plugged here. And I did check. I did call the internet company. Nathan says, could the prices get slammed back up if only 1% of Hong Kong moved here? The problem is they're going to have to get their money out of Hong Kong. I know they don't have that, China doesn't have that jurisdiction, but I don't think Hong Kong wants to come to Canada. Maybe Australia and New Zealand will get hit more with more Hong Kong citizens. Depot 26 saying Mississauga seems to be selling at ridiculous numbers. Hold on. There's an answer to that coming right up. Greater Vancouver detached real estate prices are down over 10%. Greater Vancouver detached real estate prices are falling according to the benchmark. REBGV reported typical detached home hit 1.423 million in June, down 10%, down 10.9% from last year. The Vancouver East prices fell to $1.3 million, down 12. Guys, this is a detached home. This is not a mansion. So people watching this in the United States, this is not a mansion. This is not a plantation. This is none of that stuff. This is not a manor, like a manor, like a big home. It's none of that stuff. This is just a detached, typical family 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home. Nothing phenomenal. So the typical detached home was 1.423 million in June, down 10.9% from last year. Vancouver East prices fell to 1.3 million and down 12.1% from last year. In Vancouver West, benchmark fell to 2.912 million, down 14% from last year. 2.912 million. And if I show you guys some of these houses, you'll be like, I don't think I'm going to pay $2.9 million for that house, Mike. I could buy a plane, a house, a mansion, in somewhere else. I could buy a jet plane, a mansion, and like 5 exotic cars for the price of a house you pay $2.9 million for. Greater Vancouver detached benchmark price. There it is. There it comes, guys. $1.4 million now. It's coming down. Greater Vancouver detached percentage change. It's getting back to 2000 and is that April 2000, March 2009 numbers. Slowest month for detached sales since at least 1991 AD. Greater Vancouver detached sales versus new listings. There's the new listings up there. And there is the sales. So you can see it here. You can see this major gap, this delta we have here. Major gap. So there's obviously more for sale than there is. And a lot of people are pulling off the markets. And a lot of real estate agents are secretly trying to list homes via word of mouth with some clients that they've declined back in the days that they didn't qualify. Greater Vancouver detached inventory is firming up, so we're getting more inventory. So right now, we got a major oversupply on the market, and this oversupply is going to start crippling a lot of people selling on the market, and you're just going to get more and more people oversupplying the market right now. So, Depot, I live in Brampton, and I'm seeing it too. Toronto detached real estate prices rise from last year, but losses get bigger from peak. So, the prices are going up, but from peak, it is a loss. Let's find it right here. So, there it is here. You're getting your a little bit of a curve upwards. So, the city of Toronto, June, 1.135 million for the average. Is it detached yet? Detached benchmark price in Toronto. And here's the Toronto detached benchmark percentage change. So you're not seeing much here, right? In 2018 is when you got that thing. There's the peak right there in 2017. 2017 was the heyday. So if you sold in, let me see here, April 2017, woo to you. If you sold in April 2017 in Toronto, woo to you. And Toronto detached average sale price, the average sale price of detached house in Toronto Real Estate Board. So it's kind of fluctuating. It's nowhere near the peaks that it was. Toronto detached average sale price change. There's a sale price change. It's down from a 12-month change to 1.4%. So like I said, it's down from the peak prices. So a lot of people, guys, let's face it, okay? Let's call a spade here, guys. Like, seriously, let's call a spade here, okay? A lot of people bought in this time. From January to March 2017, there was a lot of people buying homes, okay? You telling me that nobody bought homes in this time? Look how many people lost, if you look at this. Lots of people. Hey, Walking Journey. Walking Journey's in the house. We're going to probably do a show together soon. We're going to do a dual show together very soon. I like Walking Journey very much. He works hard for his family, buying a house for his family, taking care of his family. Walking Journey is a real man in my books, and I take my hat off to him anytime. Anytime, Anthony, I take my hat off for you, buddy. Anytime. Toronto detached June sales. Here it is here. 4,649. So it has gone up for detached sales. In 2019, you're starting to see an uptick of 2016. You might catch up to 2016 sales. But the question is, who is buying these homes? Who is qualifying for these mortgages? Who is passing these stress tests? I don't know a lot of people that are making $300,000-$400,000 a year to buy a detached house, like a typical family detached home. I ain't seeing squat. Here we go. The one we need to see right here. So everyone sit back if you're living in Toronto. Toronto detached sales versus new listings. It's too far. These are the new listings, and there's the sales. The gap is phenomenal. Look at the 2018 sales versus listings. You see, you get these healthy numbers right here in these little spots, but then you get this massive gap of delta here. A lot of people were moving homes off the market here because there's nearly not enough homes being sold to reflect what's been taken off the market here on this side. You could gauge that very simply by looking at those lines there. Owen, I love you, Owen. Thanks for coming on the show, buddy. That's what I want to know. Who's buying all these houses in Toronto? That's the question, because when you go back to a benchmark price here of Toronto, they are sitting at, let me see if this Toronto detached benchmark price. So Toronto detached benchmark price, the city of Toronto median price hit 1.049 million. It's only up 1.35% from last year, so no worries. Because if you bought in 2017, according to this graph, you're screwed. So any people that didn't buy when I told them not to buy they're doing okay. But jumping in the market right now, man, I'd be super careful, man. Here it is right here. So this is supply and what's selling. So look at the reflection here from what's been taken off the market minus how many sold. So you're not getting the sales that they want. Here's the Toronto active detached listings. So more and more people are putting on the market. So here it is. You just uptick over 12 large right here of active listings. So more and more supply on the market, right? So that's a good question. Are we having a flood of Hong Kongers coming into Canada that are trying to get their fortunes out of Hong Kong and moving it offshore to Canada, New Zealand, and Australia? That's the main question, because that was what was crippling us for the longest time, was foreign investing. After that clown there in China, the president, not even the emperor, basically declared himself as emperor of China. After that guy did that, everybody tried to, I'll give you an example. Even here, let's say Trudeau, our prime minister in Canada, decides he wants to announce himself as emperor of Canada, and he's never going to step down. I would really try to get myself out of here as fast as possible, sell my assets, and then move somewhere else, But that's not the case right now, so... Okay. Gem Rose, the elephant in the room. Why has the federal provincial governments failed to address the money laundering impact on house prices over the past decade? Well, you see, it's been going on actually longer. It's been actually going on with gangs from China going back 25 years, actually. It's been going back for 25 years now. And flooding our streets with fentanyl and all these drugs, opioids and stuff, all coming in fabricated and manufactured in China. And now it's a soft economic takeover, right? So money laundering is, I don't think they're going to care too much for it, because because without that money laundering that came into Canada, we'd be in a recession right now. I'd prefer to be in a recession right now and get this problem sorted in the next 5 to 10 years than have my kids grow up and then be in a recession 20 years from now. So we're kind of kicking the can down the road, and we're kind of fooling ourselves that we could fix this problem by doing what they think you know what I'm saying? So no, they're just making it worse for the next generation. The next generation of what's left of Canadian proper is toast. You know what I'm saying? So Peptis says, Mike, what do you consider a fair price for a detached home, 1,800 square feet in a secondary suburb of Toronto and Vancouver? I don't know, like $390? $390 is like $265 to $395. If you pay more than $400 large, don't bother. Someone says the triads. Nope, it's not the triads, guys. Nope, not the triads. Gem Rose is saying, imagine how many Canadians have lost out on a house as per info Mike shared. I'm just thinking about this. Just think about this. How many people all over the Commonwealth, think about this, didn't get married, didn't lay roots, didn't have kids, because they couldn't get the basic fundamental, let's get married and buy a house. Now it's, hey, let's get married and live in your parents' basement until we could afford something. And that never happens. Okay, Sebesta Squadron says Operation Sidewinder houses would be worth $250 large. It depends. Yeah, it depends where you are. People aren't making enough, right? Remember, people aren't making nearly enough what they need to buy. A guy making $275 an hour. We did this on Mike in the Night on Saturday. We got our purchase power calculator. A guy in 1981, 1975, 1981 making $3 an hour could pay his house off in 5 years, because the buying power of what things cost back in the day not only was less, you made less, but your buying power was more powerful. You could go a long way on $10 back in 1975. Nowadays, you need maybe $190, $290 to make up what $10 bought you in 1975. So that's what it is, the buying power. Okay, for us, let's look at it this way. For us, we see it like we go down to Costa Rica, or we go down to Dominican Republic or something. We bring our money there, but it goes a long way. $20-$30 buys you groceries for the whole week in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people are saying the salary I most see commonly starting wage is 28 large. Average salary in Canada is 55 large. Yeah, but you got to remember, like 12 to 22,000 of that is just it's federal tax, provincial tax, and new city taxes are gonna have. Come on. Mike is saying, Owen's saying, Mike, look at this link. Hold on. Send me the link, buddy. Sorry, guys. My connection's pretty poor right now. I'm really sorry. It is a server error. I keep getting a server error on the YouTube side. Okay, Toronto detached real estate prices. Okay, but not from peak. So we went over that, kind of discussed that. London, Ontario. Real estate market cools off as temperatures heat up. Yep. The London area real estate market isn't as hot as the weather, but overall numbers in 2019 look promising, saying London St. Thomas Association of Retailers. According to the association, of 1,050 homes were sold in the region by June, down 9.6% from May, 1.3% of June 2018. Why did you get this peak in 2018? Because everybody left all the major countries, major cities, and moved to secondary cities, right? Let's see if I could open this link here. This is from Owen, guys. Toronto hospital fires around 150 employees after uncovering multi-million-dollar fraud scheme. Whoa. Oh my God, video output low again, guys. Guys, check in. Guys, don't give up on me. Toronto hospital fires around 150 employees after uncovering multi-million-dollar fraud. Wow. And what could be one of the largest, longest-lasting benefits fraud schemes ever discovered in Canada, a Toronto geriatric hospital was dismissed approximately 150 employees for falsely claiming as much as $5 million in benefits over an 8-year period. It appears to be organized. It has to be done in such a way that it would escape at least detection and benefits administrator. It's a betrayal of trust. Yeah. As of previous scams of comparable size, such as one discovered last year at Toronto Transit Commission. This one involved the misuse of prescription coverage for orthotics, knee braces, and compression stockings, but also physiotherapy. Oh, wow. So I might read this independently on the show. There's lots going on. They had a transit commission fraud. They have all kinds of frauds going on right now. Why? People are forced, and some of them are good people, are forced to basically do things they would normally not do to put food on their tables. And I'm not saying that this is I'm not condoning this. I'm just saying that sometimes people get into an itch and they start, but it's a lot of the people that do that are the ones that play the game and keeping up with the Joneses, Low Roller Scratcher says, Mike Martin, I got a link about Bitcoin millionaire going broke. Poor Trevon James. Yeah, send me the link. We'll do it on Mike in the Night. Average household income in my area in Northern California is 30 large. So that's about 43,000 Canadian. Hey. So Vancouver detached real estate sales. We got this already. Goodbye. Better dwelling. 40% of Toronto condos are investor-owned, driving up prices. Again, this is from yesterday. This article is from yesterday. It sounds like I read this from 2 years ago, but I didn't. It's yesterday's date. Foreign investing is still a problem in Canada. Yep. Early 40% of Toronto condo owners don't actually live in their properties. Of course they don't! Of course, it's an investment. You don't want people living in properties. You leave them empty. Instead, either they rent them out or leave them vacant or use them as a second home, Statistics Canada finds. The report is part of Canadian Housing Statistics Program. You know that 1 in 4 homes in Vancouver are empty, and 1 in 3 homes in Richmond, BC is empty? You know? Jem Rose says, Mississauga condos, 2 foreign investor owned. Well, this isn't quite the high as Vancouver, where 45.7% are owned by investors. Yep, this is old news, guys, but it's happening still. Its impact on the housing market is still evident, according to John Palacios, a Toronto housing market analyst and president of Real Upholstery Realty. Condo prices on the rise as a result of investors. Yeah, I've been preaching this for many years now. It's an old broken record. But you start driving up phony asset bubbles that don't exist, and we got to go back to Paris. We need to go back to Paris. Here we go. We gotta go back to Paris, guys. Oh man, don't tell me. Here it is. I thought they took this. I would have had a heart attack if they took this down. Vacant homes are a global epidemic, and Paris is fighting it with a 60% tax. Woo! So, runaway real estate speculation has filing global capitals with vacant homes. So, this is in Paris. This is from 2017. Creating artificial shortages in the world's most sought-after cities. The shortage has made local homeowners wealthy overnight, but it comes at a cost of turning lively cities into empty shells. Maybe this week's Mike in the Night is your city an empty shell? We should do that on Mike in the Night. Empty shell cities. Owen saying, I was walking around Professor's Lake earlier this week, and I heard a woman talking about how she lost out on her opportunity to sell 2 houses years ago. Woo! I guess she wasn't watching Mike in the Night, eh? The city of Paris has decided it's had enough and implemented a tax in 2015. It didn't get quite the results they wanted, so they're now tripling the tax to 60% 60%. Vacant home tax. So look at the vacant homes, guys. Let's see if your city's here. Los Angeles, 213,000 vacant homes. San Francisco, 30,000. Remember, guys, LA County has 21,000 homeless people. And, LA County has 54,000 homeless people. The city of Los Angeles has 21,000. And San Francisco, which is right here, has 22,000 homeless people. Look how many empty homes there's in Los Angeles, investor-owned. 213,000. And then you've got Vancouver, 66,000. Toronto, 99,000. You got Sydney, Australia, 118. Paris, 107. Hong Kong, 42,000. New York City is way up here with 308,000. And London, 59,000. And London's not a big place, guys. When you got per capita, 59,000 per capita empty homes, that's a lot of vacant space, guys. Jem Rose saying, my neighborhood is turning into strangers and no more homes end up as Airbnb. Airbnb, what happened to the zoning laws? Supreme Canada in the house. All right, let's move on. Where were we here? Woo, Patreon. Guys, don't forget to buy me a coffee on Patreon. Trust me, I'll drink it. Okay, so 40% of condos are investor-owned, driving up condo prices. This is sad. Yeah, they're gonna have to do what Paris did right here. Implement a 60% tax on empty homes. And a lot of these homes went back on the market, and a lot of people sold them at a loss, guys. So you got to give them that much. At least France wanted to fix this problem because they were sick and tired of seeing all their homes and like just basically cities turning into empty shells. And that's what was happening. All right, let's move on. The housing market is about to shift in a bad way for buyers. The housing shortage that fueled competition and resulted in sky-high prices gains throughout 2017, the first half of 2018 is on the horizon yet, and supply could potentially hit a new low. The number of for sale listings went up 2.8%, but was down from May's 2.9%. Inventory gains began to slow. This year, 6.4% growth, January 5.8% in February. Gains continue to slow throughout the spring, and supply is now expected to flatten over the next 3 months. Could this first decline in October of this year, according to Realtor.com. So this is today's article. See, the housing shortage that fueled competition and resulted in sky-high prices gains throughout 2017 and the first half of 2018 is on the horizon yet again. Supply is soon expecting to drop and potentially hit new low, according to Realtor.com. So this is Realtor.com. We can move on because they want people to think that they're going to be bought out. 10 Seattle renter writes, your landlord doesn't want you to know. So guys, I'm not going to read this, but I want... Okay, we'll go over just the numbers here. Number one, so if you're living in Seattle, maybe anywhere pretty much, if you're renting, find out if these are rights in your area. Number one, you could and should stand up for your rights. Number two, if a rule isn't in your lease, it's unenforceable. Number three, Seattle tenants can't be evicted without proper cause. Number four, your landlord needs to give you at least 60 days notice to raise your rent more than 10%. Number five, your landlord needs to give you at least 14 days notice to evict you for non-payment. Number six, if you're forced to move but can't afford it, help is out there. Number seven, there are plenty of rules in place to make sure your landlord keeps up with repairs. Okay, which is good. Number eight, unless there's an emergency, a landlord can't enter your unit without both getting your permission and giving you notice. Number nine, landlords have a strict timeline for giving deposits back. Number 10, your landlord can't retaliate against you for bringing up your rights. That's really good. California. Oh, this is such a good startup. Guys, look at the startups we're getting now. These people are really clever. Woo! Papa Pepist. Great content. Forget the inevitable haters. Somebody just sent me $2.79 Canadian on Super Chat. Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know how Super Chat works. I don't know how YouTube pays me for it. I don't know how it works. So I'm just letting you guys know, and I really appreciate you guys going out of your way to do that for me. It really means a lot to me. A lot. It does. So that will buy me an extra large coffee for the day. Okay, California startup renting bunk beds for $1,200 a month amid rising house prices. Guys, I'm going to say this again. Okay, so we're going to you're not going to believe this, so I'm going to say this, okay? California startup bunk beds for $1,200 a month amid rising house prices. So they are renting out bunk beds.
It's time to go beyond the ticker. Room share company PodShare is looking to address the housing crisis facing cities like LA and San Francisco, while customers can rent bunk beds.
Okay, guys, this is not a housing crisis, because in a housing crisis, there's no homes available to buy. There's lots of homes available to buy. And there's, how many in LA? 127,000? Was it 200,000 empty homes? So, I mean, like, what do you call it? What's the proper phrase for it? Is there even a way to like, I mean, there's no words in the English language. Papa Papist says you get 60%. Okay, cool. And Gem Rose N20 form, and then Supreme Cannon says, for sure, Kevin, real estate is a casino now. Oh, for sure. Yeah, here we go. Bunk beds. So, Horizonian Bucket says, LOL, bunk beds. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. So here it goes, guys. Let's see.
in a communal home for $1,200 a month. Not a bedroom that we're talking, just a bed. PodShare CEO Alvina Beck joins me now. And Alvina, just explain to me exactly what PodShare is and what customers get for the price that they're paying, which is just around $1,200 a month.
That's right. So, housing is all about a supply and demand. And in cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, we have a limited supply and a really high.
You don't have a limited supply. There's 100,000 empty units, 200,000 empty units, 30,000 empty in San Francisco. You don't have a limited supply. People aren't getting paid enough to live in there. People are getting paid enough to live in those houses.
Demand. Pricing and housing in Los Angeles is $2,300 a month, and in San Francisco, $3,600 a month. So PodShare, we go in to these expensive cities, and we offer a 50% discount by identifying existing buildings, like you see the pods beside me. New construction costs for developments is $400,000 to $500,000 per door, according to Ron Galpin recently. And that takes 3 to 5 years to develop. So what's a solution today?
So you're looking at, to put a down payment in a place like Los Angeles and San Francisco, you're looking at, you have to work 46 years. I mean, according to what she's saying, you got to work about 46 years to put down a down payment on a house.
We think pods, densifying commercial spaces, is the answer.
Alvina, I was going through what everyone or what people are saying about PodShare. There are some critics out there that I want to bring up.
Horizonian Bucket says, just like the Irish potato famine, the Irish were net exporters of food. Their own people just had no means to buy it. So they couldn't afford their own food they were making and producing, but they exported it though. Ben Southgate saying, great Mike, great show, Mike. Be careful with your blood pressure. Oh, don't you worry. You know what it is? I'm Portuguese, so it's kind of it's like this till the day I die.
And they're claiming that they're saying that PodShare claims to be trying to help the housing crisis, where they're saying it's actually part of the problem. What do you think is the biggest misconception when it comes to PodShare?
So I think people are...
This is worse than a prison. I'm sorry, guys. I am very sorry. Look how close everybody is to each other. This is like a communal prison. 1,200 US. That's 1,650 Canadian a month. That's like 2,000 Australian dollars a month to live in a bunk bed.
Not understanding, even though your pod is 50 square foot, you actually have space to, 2,000 square foot in the building and up to 6 other locations to jump around in. So you get to experience neighborhoods and meet roommates face to face versus on the internet. Secondly, we can break up payments by night, by week. So when you look at the recent Federal Reserve Board, they said 40%.
Oh, it comes with cereal and ramen noodles. So you could probably eat cereal 5-6 times a day. I wonder if they serve you cardboard. You boil some cardboard with some feta cheese on it or something.
Of Americans can't handle a $400 emergency expense. That's crazy. But if you could divide your rent, your housing, by $50 a night, $280 a week, or $1,000 a month, and live anywhere close to your job, so it saves you on commute, I think people are not thinking the bigger picture that we're pitching housing in the cloud where you can live anywhere for one monthly fee. Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, New York one day, these really expensive cities.
But no one's looking at how many empty units in foreign investing is owned in these cities and how it's crippling these cities. We got Lord Humongous in the house. Thanks, buddy, for joining us. This is disgusting.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are your next plans for PodShare? Some of the ambitious plans that you have for...
So what they're going to try to do now is the media is going to try to massage us into believing that this is normal. That pod sharing, everyone pod shares. 20 years from now, I'll be like, yeah, people will be saying, yeah, I'm pod sharing now. I got a good new group. These people are cool. There's one guy that doesn't fart as much at night, but the other guy still farts, but he's on the other side of the room. It's like, guys, I'm not fighting for free housing. I'm not fighting for equal housing. I'm fighting for the person that works a job full-time or works 2 full-time or 2 part-time jobs. The person that works their butt off and can afford a basic necessity of shelter. That's what I'm fighting for, because that shouldn't be the case. Back in the day in these countries, in these Western countries, back in 1982, 1984, the problem is 30, 40 years from now, no one's going to be talking about what I'm talking about because none of us will be alive. I won't be alive to tell people how things were. People will be massaged into believing that, oh, yeah, I'm pod sharing now. I've been pod sharing for 20 years now, and I live in a bunk bed, and, you know, it's great. And how do you start a family? How do you start a life? How do you make plans?
This company, because right now it's only available in 6 locations, but from what you just said, it sounds like you're looking to expand east.
Absolutely. 35% of millennials are living with their parents, and that's a lot. That's a big group of our members. So we want to provide housing that's flexible, non-committal, because that's what the millennials want. Experience-driven, something that gives you options and doesn't lock you into an annual lease in a new city where you don't yet have a job. So why would you sign a lease far away from it? And you don't know anybody in that city, and you're just taking that leap of faith, moving into a new place. Like Airbnbs are 100.
Why don't they paint that plywood? Like, at least put wallpaper or something. It's all plywood everywhere. Plywood.
$30 a night, and hotels are $100 a night. What can you do that's not going to break the bank? Because if you think about it, you're just buying time when you come into a new city. Time to find a new apartment, time to find a roommate, time to find, a job. So how do you buy time when it's cutting into your security deposit?
Alvina, what is the average age for the typical person who capitalizes on PodShare? Because I at first thought that it was people.
Okay, we got Owen in the comments saying, Mike, I have a cousin who is 20. She already thinks that this is normal, that housing prices should be this much. Okay, for the supreme elite rich, right? So Pat Olson is posting my address here on in the comments section. Pat Olson has no penis, poor thing. Poor thing. Wants to post my address. I mean, these guys have no life, I swear to God. Criminals running this world are working overtime to take down the standard of living and normalizing these atrocity conditions. Yeah. That's the main reason, Brianna, nobody's talking about the concept of family today. Yikes, you might bang your head on one of those things.
People maybe right out of college in their low 20s, but in fact, it seems like you guys are attracting people in their late 20s, even in their 30s.
Absolutely. So when I first started the company in 2012, I was Hollywood and Vine. I wanted to live there, and that was around early 20s, like you're saying. But actually, in the last 3 years, it's gotten around the 30-year mark, which is very surprising, but also makes sense when you think about more 20 to 25-year-olds are opting out of 9-to-5s, and they want to do this digital nomad lifestyle. They want to travel for a living and see the world because it's an experience-driven generation. A housing network that isn't just a white picket fence or a single family home is appealing as a bridge housing or a try before you buy. We're not saying, this is another misconception, we're not saying this is a forever housing. We're just saying there's nothing that's out there right now, which is like a sampler plate for neighborhoods, except for a pod share. But we've got people that have been.
And the only place I'd live in a pod is in Japan. In one of those places where you live in, those pods in Japan. I stayed in one for 2 nights, and it was really cool. Because I was traveling. I didn't live in it. 925 Inder saying, houses are depreciating asset. That's all fake. Should cost no more than 3 times the average salary. Will return to normal soon. Yep. Steve the Plumber says, what's up, Supreme Cannon? Steve the Plumber in the comments with Supreme Cannon in the comments. Let's sell pitchforks. Yeah, guys, my transmission is going nuts haywire tonight, guys. It's something to do with the YouTube server error or something here I'm getting. So I hope you guys can see me fine. So this is it, pod sharing. Renting bunk beds for $1,200 a month. That's phenomenal. $1,200 a month for a bunk bed in US. Holy crap. This Texas town is the most affordable housing market of the year. This Texas town, 89% of homes for sale are affordable on the national median income. Wow! Are you serious? On the national median income, there's a city? Gee willikers, mister. This is fantastic. Wow, Papa Paist. Shout out, Mike. Family man, making time to wake us. Yeah, man. I went to see my old man in the hospital. He's coming home tomorrow. He's got a hospital bed now in the house, all ready to go. He's got his little condo I put together for him. Thank you so much, guys, for super chat. Thank you so much, Pest. Donald G, I'd bet in 1 year average house price down. Yeah, for sure. Steve the plumber. Yes, indeed. I am busy now, refusing new work. Not enough hours in the day. Yeah, it gets to a problem. My problem is, guys, with my dad, getting diagnosed with cancer and with my family and then me moving my store to another location, and with having 3 kids. It's been really tough, guys. It's been a really tough ride. And I feel like the days are bleeding into each other. I don't even know what day. I honestly thought today was Friday. Hand to God, I thought today was Friday. I thought tomorrow I was going to do Mike in the Night. That's how many days, like, it feels. That's how it feels, you know what I'm saying? So... okay, Papa Beast. I'm HVAC and insane busy. I can almost make up any price people are spending. Scary. And 925 Inder says, anybody still reads Garth Turner's Greater Fool? Garth Turner's Greater Fool. I never heard of it. It's probably just probably an investing book, right? 925 Inder. Oh, someone goes by his blog. Okay. Oh, it's my girl, Emma Murdy, in the house. Good to see you still have your ads on your vids, Mike. The only problem is, guys, a lot of them are not. So I spoke to Hiroshi. He's one of my computer / insider guys that knows algorithms and all kinds of crap that's happening on the internet. He could track things. He knows where things are coming from. And he told me that what's been happening, and YouTube's been running ads on people's stuff, but they're not getting paid for it. Because my YouTube viewership and everything looks like it's going good, but then my revenue is I had more revenue when I had 3,000 subscribers. Now that I have 2,500, I think 10,500 now, I get less revenue than what I did with 3,000 subs. So it's gotten pretty bad. It got to good numbers, a good income, and then no. Thing is, real Kevin Thompson asking what that was there, 1940. That's my address. So somebody actually, somebody's posting my address again in the chat. You're a joke, Mike. Just delete your pathetic page. So we gotta put this hide user from channel. I get a lot of people trashing me on lately. Lots of people, they put me on the dirty and stuff. There's an article on the dirty about me and people trashing my wife and really trashing my wife on there and on social media. So this Texas town is the most affordable housing market of the year. Hello? Hold on, I got my kid at the door. Let me see. Son, yeah. So I got my son here. He's my little co-worker. Saying hi, Dishai. Yeah, so what they did was they put me on they put my address up on social media, and then they did this to me. They put me on the dirty. So it's right here. So people put this article up the other day and they've been sharing it around. Mike is a liar, fraud, and a fake. Also cheats on his wife. So it just talks about how I'm a fat slime ball and my business is shrinking. And I target rich people for money. And yeah, so it's pretty bad that... So it looks like they took down the old one. There was one with comments on it.
Yeah.
There was one here with a lot of comments, and they took it down. Yeah, there was a lot of comments on this, and it's gone. And the comments are from people that have been giving me a really hard time. Fish up Portanton, please. Guys, I'm doing my show. Guys, come on. Oh, wow, you did this for me?
Mommy. That's words.
Okay, da mommy. Tinga, please go upstairs, baby. I'll play with you later. Va para cima.
I want to go with you.
Yeah, va para cima. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so what happened was, I got screenshots of it, of the comments that were posted here. And now what they did was they actually took down the comments about what they said. And they actually changed this. Now it's cheats on his wife. So they're changed. So, yeah. So I can't find the other one, but I did get screenshots of it, right? So people keep posting crap about me all the time, and... Oh, here it is. This is the one with the comments. Hold on. I want to find the one with the comments for you guys. Here it is. So we got my wife is a mail order bride. So there's a lot of stuff up here. Yeah. So people are doing this stuff and they keep putting my address up on social media. I don't know why they would do that. All you have to do is check Merritt, phone book, Mike Martins. It's a small town and people do this kind of stuff. Really, really, really are hurting for some. I don't know what they're hurting for. Housing affordability has been a major cause of concern for many home buyers around the country. Let me just close the door, guys. My kids just went upstairs. They want to go out with me later. So in this metro, 89% of homes are still affordable on the national median income, which is currently sits around $61,400. Okay. Okay, so El Paso's affordability and price growth and job growth is good. So the average house price in El Paso is $167,950, guys. So El Paso, Texas right now looks like it's the affordable city with the right income, with the right standard of living, with the right everything. Housing market rental property prices for Sydney units plunge. So there's an oversupply of condos in Sydney, you guys know, in Australia right now. And you got that bloke the other day posting as the housing minister saying, oh, or the homeless advocate minister or somebody there for homeless or something, stating, oh, we don't have a homeless problem. It's only a small percentage, you know? Owen says, don't let this stop you. Keep doing your thing. Haters are going to hate. Yeah, of course. I'm not worried about it. I think that's actually, I'm actually like surprised that somebody would take the time to do crap like that. I'm actually surprised that someone would take time out of the day to do that. I feel honored in a way, you know, like, wow, you're doing that? You hate me that much? Jeez. Imagine I actually did something to these people. Woo! How mad they'd be. They probably hit the keyboard harder. Okay, Kevin Thompson saying bunch of goofs. Steve the Plumber says these people... oh no, where did that go? Steve the Plumber says these people obviously have way too much time on their hands and really need to find gainful employment or simply a better use of their time. Yeah. Woo! Says Supreme Cannon. Lord Humungus says Texas is still overpriced. Okay. He's probably right. Emma Murdy says, did you hear about Facebook saying it's not okay to send people death threats unless they are people Facebook doesn't like? Yes, I heard about that. We'll talk about that on Mike in the Night. Paul Joseph Watson brought that up today. Owen says Texas isn't overpriced like Canada is. No way, man. Owen's right. Hey, everyone new to show. Sup, says Fred. Fred says he lives in the Merritt area. Fred says, I think multiple ones are doing it because you're big. Emma Murdy, why are only the high-end houses getting cheaper? Because more expensive real estate always goes down in value first. And then the detached houses go down second in value, and then the townhomes, and then the condos. You'll have a condo crash last because the cheapest inventory always falls the last. The most expensive inventory, obviously, because the Canadian proper can't buy a $17 million 5-bedroom house. So what happens is that $17 million house takes a cut and a cut. And it starts losing value until it comes down to $2 million. So that's what's happened. It's happened in Vancouver. It's happened in a lot of places. You always see the high-end market always come down first because it's the least affordable. And the citizens in those countries can't buy that property no matter what they do. The best-paying citizens can't even buy those properties. Fred says, anyway, I hope someone gets this goof clown at 1940 Sage Place. Anyway, enjoyed the pizzas. They're on their way now, Mike. So somebody ordered a pizza to my house the other day, and they did it through there, and that's what's happening, guys. This is what's been going on. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's, okay. Has to do with money velocity. Yep, that's exactly what it's called. So rental prices for Sydney units plunge. Rental prices for Sydney houses and units fell during June quarter and are down year on year, real estate advisor which with house rents down 3.6% to $530 a week, 20 below the peak. Yeah, they got to go down about $300 a month. It's done. Australia's done. House rents in the nation's capital fell 3.5% in the June quarter, but were unchanged year over year, while unit rents increased 4.4% to sit at $470. So it's still a lot of money. That's $470 per week times 52 weeks divided by 12, and you'll get your annual cost of renting, monthly cost of renting. And let's move on. Number of Australian properties resold at a loss climbs to a 6-year high. Woo! Horizonian Bucket says you're being targeted because you're talking down prices. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. Somebody claims to have debunked my life and basically claims that they know that I'm a liar and a fraud. And I'm renting. I don't own my house, and I'm getting evicted from my store. You guys should read this. I'll leave it in there for you guys to see if you guys want. Oh, there's another page? Well, there's pages of comments here, guys. Here you guys. I'll give you guys a link if you want to see it and see what's going on. And this one, Rosie is a mail order bride. My wife is a toilet bowl cleaner. Yep. And then people wonder why nobody likes them. And they look in the mirror and wonder why they have no friends. All right, let's move on. So, 12% of Australian properties were resold at a loss compared to what the sellers had paid for them. The first 3 months of 2019, it was the highest level of loss-making sales in 6 years, and another sign of weaker property market conditions. So look what's happening in Australia. Australia had a total of 486.8 million in realized gross losses from resale over March quarter, with the highest share of losses nationally seen in Perth, 24.8%, Sydney, 19.9%. CoreLogic analyst wrote this report. On the flip side, 14.3 billion was the total gross profit earned by owners reselling their properties across the nation. Anyway, so that's what's happening there. Oh, here it is. We got a graph here. So we got Sydney. Wow, look at Sydney. Look at that. Hey, I'm rich. Look at Melbourne. Adelaide. Brisbane. Comparing investor, owner, occupies in the capital cities. Again, every English-speaking city is having this investor crippling effect happening to their cities. Ben Southgate saying politicians in Australia are still saying that prices are on their way up. Woo! Yep. Falling Auckland house prices drag national growth. National house price growth is continuing to slow down by a drop in Auckland house prices. Real Estate Institute House Price Index rose 1.7% over the year earlier, which fractionally lowered the previous month's annual rate. So Auckland is looking like it's getting capital gains tax off the table. Record low interest rates are key influence here. We look forward to seeing what happens in the coming months. So New Zealand is also finding declines in their housing prices, and this is today's article. And Auckland sees biggest property price drop in 5 years. So this Auckland, New Zealand again. Wow, it's a 2-second video. Auckland property prices have experienced the biggest year-on-year decrease in 5 years. The average asking price falling 1.9% for 2018. It's still expensive. It's still expensive. 901,000. So 1.9% to 901,000. It's still out of range for the typical New Zealander. For the typical Kiwi, property prices in the capital have continued their record-breaking streak after the average asking price rose 11.6% year-on-year, 658,250, an annual increase of 68,000, Jeffrey says. So that's what's happening there. Auckland sees biggest property price drop in 5 minutes, at 5 years. Sorry, my kids are putting notes on the door. Okay, so someone's commenting here saying, did you read my comment, how to earn money on YouTube? Send me a link later, Low Roller Scratcher. Just message me later on Skype, dude. Mick Formish reading, that's a hit piece on the dirty. It looks like a Chinese investor hit piece going on the language skills on fact of smear tactics have been commonly used against YouTubers in China. Steve the Plumber says, Kevin Thompson, don't start saying silly things. You're doing so well. And people are saying to buy in Hamilton. And Supreme Can says, YouTube is losing revenue, so Mike probably wouldn't make much. Plus, half his videos are demonetized already. Yeah, I've been throttled back huge. Supreme Cannon saw my revenue, what it was. He saw it. Like I didn't draw it out for him or write it out. Like, he was sitting at the computer with me and I showed him the analytics, right? So, New Zealand getting a good kick in the pants right now. Prices still need to go down a lot more. London's social housing agency needs 456 million for aging buildings. This is London, England, guys. This is actually, no, this is CBC. Is this in Canada? Oh, man. This is Canada. Oh my God. No, this is Middlesex. This is in London. Yeah. London Social Housing Agency needs 456 million for aging buildings. So that's Canada, because we use pounds in London. So London and Middlesex community housing facing multi-million-dollar funding gap for its aging buildings. Wow. So look at this. Social housing is been neglected. Wow. And they need thousands of houses to make up for this. You know what it is people being pushed out of the big cities into smaller towns, and it's crippling people. It's crippling families. It's crippling everybody. UK housing depends as benefit claimants priced out of high rents. Okay. Depends, not depends. Sorry. Depends. So UK housing depends as benefit claimants priced out of the high rents. Oh, God. This is not good, because a lot of these people are disabled, mentally disturbed. A lot of these people are in retirement. Oh, see? 87 rooms for rent in southwest London, which includes areas such as Feltham and Hanworth, were affordable for people relying on local housing allowance, and neither were any of the rooms in the southern Greater Manchester area, including Stockport, according to Analysis official 2018 report. So people are going into these areas, into retirement, and into these, getting into the age, or disabled and stuff, and they're not getting enough social, like, either pensions or whatever, benefits, whatever you want to call it in the UK, and they can't afford to pay rent. Back in the day was, do I pay my electricity? Sorry. Do I buy food or buy my medicine? Now we're at a point where I can't even pay my rent. So how am I going to buy medicine, and how am I going to buy food? I don't have a place to put it. So back 10 years ago, I remember, do I buy my medicine, or do I pay my rent? What do I do? Or do I buy my medicine, or do I buy food? Now, I can't even pay the damn rent. So look at this. Wow. 2-bed homes are unaffordable. 2-bed homes are affordable. Okay, so 1.9% of London, of this area specific here in inner London here, 1.9% of 2-bed homes are affordable. So out of 100% of homes that are out there to rent, only 1.9% of them are within affordable range. You got to be kidding me, man. This is ludicrous. And then it says 0.5% of 2-bed homes are affordable. It's not even a percent in affordability levels. So that's why everyone's moving to middle England and just dodging. That's why all the millennials, all the youth are leaving these major cities. Unless they sleep in their cars, but a lot of the cars in Europe are tiny. They're not like, how we have in the West, these big cars and minivans. They do have them, but they don't have they're not everywhere, The town I live in, a small town, right? 1 in 2 cars is a gigantic pickup truck. 1 in 2, Wow, the median cost of a 2-bedroom flat in outer East London, which includes barking or parking, I think they made a spelling mistake here, is £360 per week. That's like $500 Canadian. That's for people on benefits or people like trying to live and get by. There's a gap between the payments and rents. Yeah, you don't say? 140,000 households. 140,000 households hit the hardest. Holy crap. That's just in London. That's not all of England. Man, this is pretty bad. That's why there's so many people sleeping rough in the UK. And that gets to my end of my articles here. Let me see what else I got. Yeah, this is a good one. So, even in 2019, in July, 40% of Toronto condos are investor-owned, driving up prices. You gotta be kidding me. It's still happening. So, are we looking at another fake bubble on a bubble on a bubble? So, we had this bubble get out of control, okay, in 2016 in Vancouver, foreign buyers tax. Then another bubble comes on. Foreign buyers tax, find a loophole. Then you're building on your first bubble. Then in 2017, you get your next bubble. There's no full recovery. Look what happened in Toronto. And then, boom, 2018 hits. Still no recovery. Flatline. 2019, prices are slowly upticking in Toronto. Going down in Sydney, going down in Melbourne, going down in Perth, going down in all over New Zealand. Going down except the poor or the affordable areas. And then you build another fake asset bubble on the other towns people move to that manipulate the prices in small towns. So it's a domino effect. Like myself, I'm contributing to the problem here. I moved here from Vancouver to Merritt. I moved to a small town, okay? But a lot of us came. That's the thing. And we are driving up prices here. We are all driving up prices here. But it's getting it's getting tough on the locals that live here. Right? Donald G says gold is not overpriced. No, no way. Gold needs to be sitting at $3,600 to $4,200 an ounce realistically to get proper price on gold. Silver should be at $300-400 an ounce. That's what it should be at. So in other words, buying a small bag of groceries for $100 is still a bargain. Man, you know what you could buy for, like, in southern Mexico or different parts of, let's say, Guatemala for $100 in groceries? And it's all organic stuff people farm? Yeah. So, what else is going on here? Okay, guys, I got to deliver food to my mom. Hospital closes at 9. And my wife made her food and she wants me to deliver it to her. She's constantly messaging me here on Facebook. She wants me to go deliver some food. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to basically support the channel at the most basically you can, just go ahead and share one of my videos and get my channel out there. And I really appreciate that. I got some good stuff. If you got, like, trends in the housing market, last week was really good. Last week's show was really good. And trends in the housing market, no place like home. That's the one where we're shopping around for houses and finding these 11-bedroom, 12-bathroom houses for $200,000 in the States. Lots of them. And yeah, lots of good stuff. Mike in the Night. Don't forget to join me for Mike in the Night. And what I want to do with Mike in the Night this Saturday, I want to have a very special, very, very special edition of Mike in the Night. I want to talk about, is your city turning into an empty shell? Is your city changing? Has my city changed for the worse or the best? So I want people to call in and say, yeah, Mike, I live in Los Angeles, and in the last 5 years, I don't know what's happened. I want people to call in. I live in Sydney. I live in Auckland. I live in London, England. I live in Toronto, and I don't recognize my city anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and there's my wife in the comments. Sandwich by the door. By the plants. Hospital closes at 9. Okay, honey. I'll do that right now. Anyways, ghost cities. Yeah. What's my city, like, the episode, we'll call it, what has my city turned to? Or I can't recognize my own city I grew up in. We're going to have a special Mike in the Night this Saturday, guys. I want you guys to join me and we'll have a few guests on the show, whoever wants to talk about the changes or the gentrification or de-gentrifying cities for the worse in abandonment ways, I guess. Okay, guys, don't forget to follow me on minds.com. Get off of Facebook. Subscribestar. I got 2 people subscribed to me for $1 a month. And BitChute, get off of YouTube if you're getting frustrated with YouTube. Get on BitChute, guys. I got 43 subscribers on here already. I put on Mike in the Nights and the bigger shows on here so far. This World War II history, part 1. Because I'm logging off, I'll leave you a link here. Guys, watch this video. It's called The Actual
Hey YouTubers, welcome to
History of World War II. I own the rights to this video. And if you want to watch it, It's actually very good. I told Supreme Cannon to watch it. And Patreon, guys, if you want to buy me a coffee, please come on Patreon. $1 a month, you can join the family. $5 a month makes you a captain. $10 a month makes you a consigliere. And $25 a month makes you an underboss. So if you want to join there it is there, underboss. There it is, underboss. And then there's consigliere. So if you want to join the family here on Patreon, go ahead. And yeah, I wanted to throw these articles out there. I covered, and here I am on the dirty, guys, if you want to see me on the dirty and all the stuff that's being said about me here. It's really nice, actually. I feel like such a celebrity. Yeah. I feel like such a celebrity, with people writing all this gossip that's not true. I feel like, I'm in the limelight and people are, yeah. Someone's telling me to make t-shirts. Yeah, I could do something, but there's really no catch unless you go, woo! You know what I'm saying? Lord Humongous is a consigliere. Is a captain. So anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll leave a link below to this if you want to read the dirty, the gossip on Mike Martins here. Go ahead and read it. Check out what's being said on the gossip column here for Mike Martins, the star. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning into Trends in the Housing Market. And yeah, I want to cut the show down to an hour and a half. So I gotta go do something for my mom and run some errands here in the house before it gets too late. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you Saturday night for Mike in the Night. Thank you for watching.